Back in 1998, dozens of law enforcement agents swarmed the hospital and surrounding areas when the newborn was kidnapped. Among them, now retired FBI agent Michael Hurd. He works closely with the Jacksonville Police Homicide Team assigned to the case and tells me he often thought about this case over the years.
Throughout an individual's career in law enforcement, there's good cases and there's bad cases. You don't take many of them home. Kidnapping cases you always took home. When this one was unsuccessful, it hit home.
For the last 18 years, Michael Hurd says he's always hoped for a happy ending to Kamiyah Mobley's story. As a supervisory special agent with the FBI in Jacksonville back in 1998, Hurd says had the newborn's kidnapping happened today, the likelihood of finding her would have been much better.
So there was really nothing to go on. It was my suspicion at that time, and still today, that Ms. Williams, who took Alexis, was able to get out before the dragnet was put in place around the hospital. We didn't have Amber Alert at that time. So there were a lot of things technologically and forensically that we didn't have at that time.
Hurd once worked a similar case in the Midwest. He and his team found that baby within hours. But the impact this case has had on our area has always stayed with him.
This case always bothered me because I didn't see it as a hostile abduction case. I saw it more as a if you want to call it a profile case. Someone took that baby that either didn't have a child, couldn't have a child, or had recently lost a child. And this came from the FBI profilers.
18 years later, Hurd says he was walking off the golf course last Friday when he got the call the baby had been found.
I'm ecstatic that this turned out the way it did. I can now go on and say, it was a successful end. I didn't have anything to do with it at this point in time, nothing at all. But it just makes you feel good that there's closure to this, not only for the families and for Alexis, but for all the people that were involved in it.
After our newscast, you'll be able to hear Michael Hurd's interview in its entirety on news4jax.com. You can also follow the latest developments on the baby Kamiyah kidnapping online. Make sure to sign up for the News4Jax newsletter by visiting news4jax.com/e-newsletters.